I hope you people are seeing what I am seeing, oh man. It's getting messier and crazier. It is a fight to finish. And the battle now is Supreme Court. Yes, this one is no longer appeal court tribunal level. Supreme Court level. Odiegwo. This is the main battle. I thought this one would just be, easier because they have done the main fight at the appeal level. But from what I'm seeing, Atiku is asking the U.S. courts to compel Chicago Bulls. Did I say Chicago Bulls? Chicago University. And I heard that there are two universities, Chicago State and the other one. I don't know which one our president went to. So he's asking them to forward the results of the Presido. Maybe through DHL. After all, Atiku can, even me self, you say na me, then they give such result through DHL. Whatever means, I can be able to foot the bill. They have to forward it before October 3rd October, so that he'll be able to meet the October 5th deadline that he requires to submit it. Hey, this story is getting more interesting. And you know what? Atiku has area filed compelling, through the U.S. court, Illinois, compelling the university to forward Tinubu's whatever. And Tinubu went using another court order or whatsoever you call it, telling the court to only present his certificate. Mbano. The certificate is not enough. Everything got to be shown. We got to see everything. Somebody went to INEC, and there are rumors. Okay, let me call it rumors that INEC is being asked to squash off everything, to cover up evidence, clear everything so that there will be no traces. Nigeria theater of oh my God. You went to contest for a political post and you know the requirement. You want to serve the people. Okay, let me call it serving the people. How many of these people are serving people? You want they are some are going there to do whatsoever. So you want to serve the people, and they said this is the requirement. You're going to forward certain documents. And I don't know whether you lied until you presented. Now they want to bring the real document and compare, put it side by side and compare with that which you have submitted. And you're using the court, you're telling the court, no, you got to only present my certificate. They said no, everything, want to see everything. Because there are feelings that you might have submitted the wrong thing, that this Tinubu might not be that Tinubu that went to Chicago. The lies with the date, 2 signatures, several signatures issued. I don't even know where to start on this matter. What are we going to follow? Actually, now you forward them. You are the one that forwarded it. That this is your academic record. This is this. I went to Chicago. Allow Chicago to provide it now. You wouldn't. So that is where we are. You need to see this video and you will know what is happening.
And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 Nigerian election has filed a response eventually to the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, insisting on the earlier judgment that ordered the release of his opponent Bola Tinubu's academic records at Chicago State University. Now Atiku is asking the court to order the release of the records before October 3, 2023 in order to allow him use the documents at the Supreme Court in Nigeria on October 5. Now in a 17-page reply to Tinubu's objections, Atiku's counsel gave reasons why Judge Nancy Maldonado should discountenance and overrule Tinubu's objections and order CSU to release the requested document to Atiku. Atiku seeks to have Tinubu's objections completely dismissed by the court if the objections are overruled. He also seeks that the court should uphold Magistrate Jeffrey T. Gilbert's order. It should also instruct CSU to produce a required document by October 2, 2023. Additionally, the court should schedule the the deposition no not later than October 3, 2023, to allow time for transcript finalization. Furthermore, the court should mandate that the discovery obtained is sent to Nigeria by October 4, 2023, considering the time zone difference. Finally, the evidence should be filed with the Supreme Court no later than October 5, 2023. The document sought by Atiku through his counsel, Angela Liu, includes the record of admission and acceptance of the university and dates of attendance, including degrees, awards, and honors attained by the former governor of Lagos State and the university, amongst others. To talk about this, I actually have via the telephone a legal practitioner whose name is Barrister Eze Oluche. Barrister Eze Oluche, good afternoon. Okay, Barrister Eze, I'm sure you've already heard. Basically, the Tinubu Atiku's legal team has eventually responded. You do recall that Tinubu wrote again to Judge Nancy Maldonado insisting that only his certificate should be given to Atiku Abubakar. So as of midnight, last night, basically, we saw the record or the report of the legal team of Atiku Abubakar insisting on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's record to be, reissued to him, especially from the initial order of Judge Jeffrey Gilbert. What's your take on that?
Well, this case keeps on getting messier and murkier for the person of the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu. I don't know why he continues to drag this matter, but the reality is this. What has happened now is that the Abubakar Atiku team has responded to the objections filed by the Bola Tinubu team that the court should only release the degree and not the other relevant documents, which will go to show more details. If you recollect, when objecting, the Tinubu team had given 3 reasons. The first was that the document the Atiku team is requesting for cannot be used in Nigeria. Secondly, they said it will be unduly burdensome and intrusive. Now, these 2 arguments was what the Abubakar Atiku team has now responded to in their filings, which was done yesterday in the court in Chicago. And they gave convincing reasons that these documents can be used in Nigerian courts, despite the Court of Appeal, despite the Presidential Election Tribunal having finished the case. They made reference to the Supreme Court orders. Order 2, paragraph 12 of the Supreme Court rules allows the Supreme Court to accept new evidence from whatsoever source parties. All the party has to do is to seek leave of the Supreme Court and give an affidavit that will give reasons and the nature of documents that you intend to produce at the Supreme Court stage. The Supreme Court can then accept this new evidence that is presented before it and make its ruling on that new evidence. By that same Supreme Court ruling order, the Supreme Court does not need to hear from Atiku's side when the Tinubu does not need to hear from the Tinubu side when the Atiku side makes this application. But the Supreme Court can still allow the Bola Tinubu side to give a response. So, in a nutshell, this document that the Atiku team is seeking from the U.S. court can and will be used in the Supreme Court. Like you rightly pointed out in your preface, the reason why they are seeking this document urgently is because they need to file it before the Supreme Court by the 5th of October. So once this court is able to give this order and order the release of this document, the Atiku team will be able to file it to the Supreme Court before the 5th of October. The second argument that the Bola Tinubu team has been raising is that what the Atiku team is seeking will be unduly burdensome and intrusive. And in response, the Abubakar Atiku team has informed this court that the only people that can complain of anything burdensome or intrusive is the school, because the school is the one that has to fish out and dig out these documents. This, that the intervener, which is in this case the Bola Tinubu side, has no business to say that anything will be intrusive or burdensome because they have no burden and there is no intrusion. So the argument marshaled out by the Atiku team is so sound and basic. And one keeps on wondering, why is Bola Tinubu and his cohorts still fighting this, trying to dirty the image of Nigeria before the international community? Now, some of you, the viewers may ask, what are these documents that the Abubakar Atiku team is seeking to bring before to the public view? One of them is the fact that the certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to INEC was signed by one Dr. Elnora Daniel, who was the president of Chicago State University and was employed in 1998. But the document that this same Dr. Elnora Daniel signed was Tinubu's certificate, which Tinubu claims to have obtained in 1979. So is it possible for somebody to sign a document 9 years before he became a staff of the university? That is one. The second issue of discrepancy, which will be unraveled by this argument being made by the Abubakar Atiku team, is the certificates produced by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu have two different dates. One of them is dated June 22nd, 1979. June 22nd, 1979. And the other is dated June 27th, 1979. Now, it is impossible for any school to have issued two certificates dated two different dates. This claim by whatsoever that there was a clerical error and all that stuff can be regarded as hogwash. The third and perhaps very, very interesting aspect which is unraveled in the course of the Abubakar Atiku team's effort is the fact that the person that the Chicago State University admitted into their business admission program is a female known as Bola A. Tinubu. Now, in admission, to submit documents including your high school diploma, this Bola A. Tinubu submitted diplomas from her secondary school, which is based in the United States of America, to Chicago State University before being admitted. The question that now bogs the mind of Nigerians is Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now the president in Nigeria, did he attend a secondary school in the United States of America? These are the simple facts that will be unraveled when the Abubakar Atiku team succeeds in releasing these documents to the public body. Why Mr. Bola Tinubu is fighting tooth and nail to ensure that this thing does not see the light of day is very, very clear and obvious. Because when you mark out the impossibilities that have reeled out, somebody is definitely lying and telling Nigerians falsehood. And we are hopeful that once Supreme Court gets aware of this fact, the Supreme Court will do the needful and save Nigeria from the continuing anguish and agony of having fraud at the highest level of our government. One of the direct implications now is this.
Okay.
In August, which the United Nations General Assembly meeting, which ended about 6 days ago in New York, has long ended. All heads of states who attended that meeting have gone back to their various countries. Till today, Nigerians don't know where Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. How can that kind of thing be happening in this era? Without any documentation or any letter to the National Assembly or to the Vice President, Nigerians are left in the dark where the President has gone to. People are now wondering and reading all sorts of claims, and this is what Nigeria does not deserve at this particular time.
Okay. Barrister Eze, you would say that possibly the presidency likes to give room for speculation and conspiracy theory because of there is no proper communication about certain pertinent issues, especially you saying ever since the UNGA meeting was concluded, the president has not returned. There has been no communication as to where the president is. So, however, this is the same scenario that we're experiencing with the CSU certificate. Let me take you back to November 9, 2022, right, when Enaharo Eba submitted a criminal complaint in the Chief Magistrate Court in Abuja. Now, the complaint alleged that the June 22 diploma submitted by intervener, that is this time the APC, in person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to INEC, was a forgery. And then, of course, he went further to say that in support, the complaint compared the two diplomas and observed notable differences between the information in the records produced by CSU and the information provided by, the intervener, this time around the APC to INEC, which includes a different year of birth, gender, and citizenship information. Now, we do know that the elections were held on February 25, 2023, INEC subsequently declared President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the victor. The applicant, the runner-up, that is the Atiku Abubakar presidential candidate of the PDP, and Peter Obi of the Labour Party in third place. Now, on March 21, 2023, right, both parties challenged the victory of the president. Now, in regards to that, we do know that the CSU themselves also wrote an affidavit by a particular cleric or a registrar who said and verified that the president attended the institution. These two teams have been giving us varying information concerning that particular document. Now, what begs the question is this. At what point would we eventually know what the truth is? If the president said that he passed with distinction in his records, we saw a supposed transcript that went viral on social media, which distinguished the president in his performance on the subjects that we saw. What exactly is the problem for us not being able to access this record? Why is he vehement in ensuring that it is concealed?
The President, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is being vehement in ensuring that we don't get to see the truth about this whole issue, because it will prove that somebody has lied deliberately to Nigerians and has done enough to be disqualified from the presidential elections and should never have been allowed to be a candidate. If, for instance, as is being alleged by the Abubakar team, and as documentations have shown, that the Bola A. Tinubu, who became a student of the Chicago State University, attended a high school in the United States of America and was a female. That means the certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, is purporting as his own is a falsehood. It amounts to identity theft, because you are taking the certificate of somebody who you are not, who is a female and you are male, who went to high school in America and you did not go to any high school in America, and several other issues. So the president can actually say that it will cause him irreparable harm and damage if the truth is revealed. But the fact is this: if the truth will cause you irreparable harm and damage, then you should get out of office. And if he had, for instance, not contested this election, nobody will be going this far to dig out these facts about the reality of who Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. But unfortunately for him, the cookie is already out of the jar. Nigerians are now aware of all these solid details. The world is aware of it, and there is no hiding place.
All right.
The effort he's making to fight off this request exposes the rot that resides in the president to a greater extent.
It is getting messier, like I said. It is getting messier. At the end of the day, it is not just proving that this person is lying. The whole thing that we have been, that have been shielded from our eyes, the whole lies, it will fall like a pack of cards. It will be a disgrace. Meanwhile, I am not trying to tell you people that the Supreme Court, well, now because of that, change, unseat whoever. But then, if this uncover is allowed to go, a lot of people will be ashamed though. Why will somebody's record, everything will be shrouded in mystery? David Hundein, I heard you went to UN. And this is something people like Reno Mokri has said. Oh, I went to Chicago and it was said. Reno Mokri, I hope you won't hide your face in shame if this finally comes out. Because I understand that wherever you're only concerned about your belly, where you will. And Obi is not somebody who will so you have to run him down. The way this thing is going there. I don't know, remember Tinubu is remember you are an PDP man. I hope Atiku will be happy with you. If it happens that Atiku was given this mandate, you are the one that said you went to Chicago, you confirmed, blah, 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 blah. What did you see? We are watching. Atiku has gotten another court order compelling Chicago University to obey the earlier order. That records of his university, whatever, has to be forwarded before the 3rd, so that Atiku can file at the Supreme Court before 5th deadline. Can he meet the deadline?